So in last video we had seen what is a multi-stage impulse generator circuit. This circuit is nothing but the Marx circuit. Okay, so things to remember in the Marx circuit is arrangement of the capacitors are done such that the charging of capacitors is done in parallel, and once the sphere gap, okay, you can see a spark gap G here. Once the spark gap G is triggered by the external means, all the capacitors which were charged in parallel, now they discharge in series. Okay, so this circuit was proposed by Marx, hence the circuit name is the Marx circuit. Okay, so this was the original arrangement of a Marx circuit, okay, where we had placed the wave shaping resistors R1 and R2 outside the main capacitor bank. Okay, the modified version of the Marx circuit is this, wherein the wave shaping resistors are within the unit itself. So this configuration adds an advantage for reduced cost and the size of the generator. Okay, so with this, in today's video we'll see what are the components of a multi-stage impulse generator. So a multi-stage impulse generator, okay, requires several components, okay, for the flexibility and for production of required wave shape. So these components can be grouped as first one is the DC charging set. So the charging unit should be capable of giving a variable DC voltage of both the polarity to charge the generator capacitors to the required value. So if you can see this circuit, we require a DC charging set, right? So the requirement of DC charging set is to provide the required voltage of required polarity so as to charge the capacitors. Okay, the next component required is your RS, okay, which was your charging resistors. I'll go back here. Okay, so see this RS, okay, is your charging resistor. You can see here, see RS is your charging resistor. Okay, so these resistors which are chosen here are non-inductive, okay, and these are pure resistors, these are non-inductive resistors, right, and have high value of resistors. Okay, these have high values of resistors of about 10 to 100 kilo ohms. Each resistor will be designed to have a maximum voltage between 50 and 100 kilovolts, right? This is the second component required. We'll go back to the circuit, talk about the third component. Okay, the third component required here are your generator capacitors and the spark gaps or the sphere gaps. So the third component required are the generator capacitors and the spark gaps. So these spark gaps, right, are arranged here. These are arranged vertically one over the other with all the spark gaps aligned. The capacitors are designed for several charging and discharging operations. So if a dead short circuit occurs, the capacitors will be capable of giving 100 kilo amperes of current. Okay, so we'll go back to the configuration of capacitors and sphere gaps. Here, see, you can see here the capacitors are arranged one above the other, right, with all sphere gaps aligned, right. So these sphere gaps will be usually, see, there is these spark gaps can also be called as sphere gaps. So I can use these spark gaps or sphere gaps words in place of each other. Okay, so the spark gaps, which will be usually the spheres, okay, or the hemispheres of 10 to 25 centimeter diameter. Okay, so sometimes the spherical ended cylinders with a central support can also be used, okay, as a spear gap or the spark gap. Okay, the next component required is your resistor R1 and R2, which are your wave shaping resistors, okay, and the capacitor C. Okay, so the resistors, as I said, will be non-inductive type, okay, and it should be capable of discharging impulse currents of 1000 amperes or each 1000 amperes or more. Okay, here each resistor will be designed for a maximum voltage of 50 to 100 kilovolt. Okay, so as I said, the resistances would be a non-inductive. It means it's a pure high resistance. Okay, thin and flat insulating sheets. Okay, these are wound on thin and flat insulating sheets. Okay, in some cases they are wound on thin cylindrical formers and are completely enclosed. Okay, resistors are completely enclosed. Okay, the load capacitor, what we are talking here, may be of a compressed gas or oil filled with a capacitance of 1 to 10 nanofarad. Okay, 1 to 10 nanofarad. So modern impulse generators have their wave shaping resistors included internally with a flexibility to add additional resistors. Okay, so modern impulse generators give you an option to add additional resistors outside when the generator capacitance is changed. Okay, if the generator capacitance is changed. So while explaining the Marx circuit, I explained you the advantage of having a modified Marx circuit. Okay, right. So next one is the triggering system. So as I said, for discharging of capacitors, the spear gaps have to be triggered externally. They have to be made sparking over externally. So we require a triggering system. So this consists of a trigger spark gaps to cause spark breakdown of the spear gaps. Okay, so how is this done, that we'll see in our next video. Right now we'll deal with only the components required. Okay, next component required is the voltage dividers. Okay, so voltage dividers of either damped capacitor or resistor type and an oscilloscope with recording arrangement are provided for measurement of voltage across the test object. Okay, so this we had not shown you in this figure. Okay, here we have not shown you for the measurement, no option is shown, but we require here a device, right, an oscilloscope with the recording arrangement is required here to test the voltage across the test object. Okay, see this arrangement, the arrangement of R1 and R2 is your voltage divider. Okay, it's a voltage divider arrangement. So a voltage divider is required, right, for a voltage divider, right, along with an oscilloscope for recording. Okay, sometimes a spear gap is also provided for calibration purposes. Okay, calibration means initially setting it to the reference value. Okay, the next component required here is the gas insulated impulse generator. Okay, so the impulse generators rated for 4 megavolt or above will be very tall and they may require high space, okay, large space. So as such they are usually located in open space. Okay, it's located in open space and are housed in an insulated enclosure. The height of 4.8 MV unit may be around 30 meters. Okay, so to make the unit compact, a compressed gas such as nitrogen or SF6 may be used as the insulation. Okay, so these impulse generators are required or are needed to generate very fast transients. We require fast transients having time duration of say 0.5 0.5 to 5 microseconds waves for testing a GIS system, a gas insulated system. Okay, so the energy also plays an important role. So the energy needed for this type of testing of the equipment is almost up till 30 kilojoules. Okay, and the load capacitance required would be up till 500 picofarad. Okay, so this is all about the components required or the components of a multi-stage impulse generator.